So,
Oh,
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Phenapindupama Sutta. So this is a discourse by the Buddha from Samyutta Nikaya. Samyutta Nikaya is the collection of linked discourses, and in the 22nd division of Samyutta Nikaya, this is 95th Sutta. Phena means foam, Pinda means a lump or a ball, and Upama means simile. So it's a discourse which uses simile of lump or ball of foam, and it's a sutta. Sutta means a thread in which flowers are woven. So the teaching of Buddha is woven in that thread. So that's why the discourses of the Buddha are known as suttas. So how does the sutta goes? It says, Ekan samayam bhagava ayujjhayam viharati gangaya nadiya tire. Ekan samayam means once upon a time. Bhagava. Bhagava means Lord Buddha. The origin of the word is bhaggarago, bhaggadoso, bhaggamoho. Somebody who has destroyed craving, aversion, and illusion. That's why he is called Bhagava. So the word is used for Lord Buddha is Bhagava. Ayujjhayam viharati. Ayujjha. Ayujjha is a city. Nowadays in India it is known as Ayodhya. It's in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And till 150 years ago, it was also province or state. The state was also called Ayodhya. And the border of Ayodhya state was up to the river Ganges, which is known as, in Indian languages, it is called Ganga river. And in English, it is called Ganges. In the city of Ayodhya, there is a river called Sharayu. But the province was bigger than city. And the border of the province was up to the river of Ganges. So, Gangai Nadiya Tire, the Lord was dwelling on the bank of Ganges in Ayodhya province. Tatra kho bhagava bhikkhu amantesi. Tatra means there, kho means really, Bhagava means Lord Buddha. Bhikkhu amantesi. He invited the bhikkhus, the monks. Seyathapi bhikkhave ayam ganga nadi mahantam phenapindam avaheya. Suppose, bhikkhus, on this Ganga river, in this Ganga river, a big lump of foam is flowing. Tamenam chakhuma puriso passeya nijjayaya yoniso upaparikheya. Tamenam, at that time, chakhuma. Chakhuma means somebody with eyes. Not only physical eyes, but also the eyes of knowledge. Chakhuma puriso, a man with good eyes. Passeya, inspects it. Nijjayaya, ponders upon it. Yoniso, carefully. Upaparikheya, investigates it. So a lump of foam is flowing in the river of Ganges, and a man with knowledge inspects it, ponders upon it, and carefully investigates it. Tassatam passato nijjayato yoniso upaparikhato. So then when he inspects like this, when he ponders upon it like this, when he carefully investigates it, Ritta kanneva khayaya. Ritta means empty. He finds that the ball of foam is empty. Tuccha kanneva khayaya. Tuccha means something which is of low price, or without any value. That is called Tuccha. So Bhikkhu Bodhi has translated it as hollow, but the actual literal meaning of Tuccha is something which is of very low price or of no price. Tuccha kanneva khayeya, asara kanneva khayeya. Asara kanneva means without any substance. So he finds the lump of foam as empty, of low price, no price, or without any substance. Kinisiya bhikkhave, Phenapinde saro. What can be any substance in the lump of foam bhikkhus? Evamo kho bhikkhave, yam kinchi, rupam, atita anagata, pachupannam. Evameva kho bhikkhave. Just like that, really, monks, yam kinchi rupam, whatever is the form, atita, atita means in the past, anagata, anagata means of future, pachupannam means in the present. Any form which was in the past or will be in the future or is in the present, Ajjhattamava Bahiddhava. Ajjhattam means inside us. Bahiddha means outside us. Any type of form, whether it is in this body-mind process of ours or it is outside, means in anybody else. Bahiddhava. Ola rikamava sukhumamava means whether the form is gross or subtle. Ola rikam is gross, sukhumam is subtle. Va hinamava panitamava, inferior or superior. Yam dure santike va, whether it is far from us or nearer to us. Tam bhikkhu passati nijjayati yoniso upaparikhati. So a monk will observe the form, inspect the form, ponder upon the form, and carefully investigate the form. Tassatam passato nijjayato yoniso upaparikhato. Then, having inspected that form, having pondered upon that form, having carefully investigated that form, Ritta kanneva khayati. So the form is found to be empty. Tuccha kanneva khayati. The form is found to be of no value. Asarakan khayati, the form is found to be of no substance. Kinisiya bhikkhave rupe saro. Monks, what substance can be there in form? Seyathapi bhikkhave. Suppose monks, sarada samaye, in the season of autumn. Sharad is autumn, which is in India, after monsoon, autumn comes when the clouds are not there in the sky. That season is called autumn. Thulla fusitake deve vasante udake. So the rain is raining in the season of autumn. There is raining. The raining is not like monsoon in the autumn, but it is a rare raining in the month of autumn. At that time, when the rain is raining, udake uduka pabbulam, in the water bubble appears. Upajjanti cheva nirujjati cha, and the water bubble arises and passes away. Tamenam chakhumma puriso, at that time, a wise man with eyes, passeya, inspects that water bubble, nijjayeya, ponders upon that water bubble, yoniso upaparikheya, carefully investigates that water bubble. Tassa tam passato nijjayato yoniso upaparikhato. So that wise man, after inspecting, after pondering upon it, and after carefully investigating that water bubble, what he finds? Ritta kanneva khayeya. He finds that it is empty. Asarakan khayeya. He finds that it is, sorry, Ritta kanneva khayeya, Tuccha kanneva khayeya. He finds that it is of no value. And then Asarakan khayeya. He finds that it is of without substance. Kinisiya bhikkhave udaka pubbule saro. What substance can be there, monks, in a water bubble? Evameva ko bhikkhave. Just like that, monks, ya kachi vedana. Whatever feeling is there, feeling is of many types. You know, Lord has given us 108 types of feeling. He starts the classification of feelings from 2 feelings to 108 feelings. There are different types of feelings. Bodily feeling is there, mental feeling is there, then uh, pleasant feeling is there, unpleasant feeling is there, then non-unpleasant feeling is there. Then there is a mental feeling, somanassa, domanassa, good mental feeling, bad mental feeling. Then there is feeling related to eyes, feeling related to ears, feeling related to nose, feeling related to tongue, feeling related to body, feeling related to mind. Similarly, there is feeling related to forms, feeling related to words, feeling related to smell, feeling related to taste, feeling related to touch, feeling related to thoughts. And all these feelings then again can be pleasant, unpleasant, pleasant, non-pleasant. So these feelings can be further classified into 108 types of feelings. But all feelings, all these 108 types of feelings, Atita, whether they were in the past, Anagata, whether they will be in the future, Pachupanna, or they are in the present, Ajjhattamava, Bahiddhava, whether they are inside our personality or outside our personality, anywhere. Ola Rikamava, Sukhumamva, whether they are gross or subtle. Hinamava, Panitamva, whether they are inferior or superior in whatever sense. Ya Dure Santikeva, whether they are far from us or nearer to us. Tambhikhu Passati, then that feeling is seen by Bhikkhu. There are some lines missing here. Passati, then it should be Nijjati and Yoniso Upaparikhati. So the Bhikkhu sees, inspects, ponders upon it, and he also carefully investigates it. And he finds it again, Ritta Kanneva Khayaya. That means he finds it empty. He finds it Tuccha Kanneva Khayas. Means he finds it without any substance. And he also finds it Asarakan khaya. Tucchakan is without any value, and Asarakan is without any substance. Like that, the Bhikkhu finds the feelings. So what can be the substance in the feelings? Again, so the discourse goes ahead. Seyathapi bhikkhave gimanam pachime mase hite majjhanike kale marichika phandati. If you are driving in the last month of the summer, if you are driving on the road in the last month of summer, what you will find on the road, if you will find that on the tar road, you will find that there is water. You will feel that there is water somewhere on the road. But when you reach near that water, there will be no water. So that vision of water, it is called mirage. In English, it is called mirage. In Pali, it is called Marichika. In today's Indian languages, it is called Mrugajal. Mrugajals means water for deer. So deers also feel like that. Deers also feel that there is water somewhere in the jungle, but they do not find it in the sand. But when they reach that water, there is actually no water. It is just a illusion of water. So that is called Marichika. So it happens in the last month of the summer. Tamenam chakkuma puriso passeya nijjayeya yoniso upaparikheya. So that is also seen by a wise man with good eyes, inspected upon, pondered upon, and carefully investigated upon. Tassatam passato nijjayato yoniso upaparikhato. So having inspected it, having pondered upon it, and having carefully investigated it, Ritta kanneva khayeya. It is also found to be empty. Tuccha kanneva khayeya. It is also found to be of no value. Asarakan neva khayeya. It is also found to be of no substance. Kinisiya bhikkhave marichikaya saro. What substance can be there in the illusion of the water in the mirage? Evameva kho bhikkhave ya kachi sanya. Exactly like that, monks, ya kachi sanya, whatever perception is there. What is perception? Perception is the function of our mind which recognizes the thing on the basis of memory. So mind is having four functions. One is feeling, another is perception, another is reaction, reacting to it, reacting to the perceptions. That is also called volitional formations and consciousness. So we have already talked about feelings. Now we are talking about perceptions. Perceptions are based on our memory. They may not be real actually. So they are just like a mirage. So Yakachi Sanya, Atita, the perceptions of the past, Anagata, the perception of the future, Pachupannam, whatever perception is there in the present. Ajjhattamava, Bahiddhava. It may be in this body-mind process of ours, or it may be outside our body-mind process. Ola Rikamava, Sukhumamava. It may be the perception may be gross or subtle. Hinamava, Panitamava. It may be felt inferior or superior. Ya Dure Santikeva. It may be far from us or it may be nearer to us. Tam Bhikkhu Passati, the monk inspects it. Nijjayati, the monk ponders upon it. Yoniso Upaparikhati, carefully investigates it. What happens then? Tassatam Passato, Nijjayato, Yoniso Upaparikhato. When a monk investigates, carefully investigates, inspects, and ponders upon any perception, how he finds it? He finds the perception Ritta kanneva khayati, means it is empty. Tuccha kanneva khayati, it is of no value. Asarakan neva khayati, it is of no substance. Kinisiya bhikkhave sanyaya saro. What substance can be there in monks in the perception? Seyathapi bhikkhave puriso sarathiko saragavesi sarapariyesanam charani. Suppose a monk, sorry, not a monk, a man, Puriso is a man. Monks, suppose a man, Sarathiko. Sarathiko means a man in the need of heartwood. Heartwood means the hard part of a trunk of a tree that is called heartwood. The inside hard part of a trunk of a tree that is called heartwood. A man needing heartwood. Saragavesi, a man who is seeking for heartwood. Sarapariyesanam. Sarapariyesanam, who is wandering in search of heartwood. Charamano. Charamano means wandering in the search of heartwood. Sarapariyesanam Charamano. So, what he does, he goes to a jungle. So what is in Pali? Tinham kutharim. He takes a tinham means very sharp one. Kutharim means X, AXE. He takes a tinham kuthari, sharp X, and he goes adaya. He takes that sharp X. Vanam pavisse. He goes to a jungle, and when he goes to the jungle, so tathapasseya. He sees in the jungle mahantam, a big kadali khandam. Kadali is plantain tree. It's like a banana tree. The trunk of a banana tree has no hardwood. So similarly, the trunk of a plantain tree also does not have any hardwood, or it is called hardwood. Kadali khandam ujum. The kandali khandam, that plantain tree is a straight one. Navam. It is a new plantain tree, not old one. Ajjhattam. Ajjhattam means there are no fruit birds on that tree. The tree is new, so there are no birds grown in that tree, the plantain tree. The man goes for the jungle on that plantain tree. Tamenam mule chindeya. So that man who has gone in search of hardwood, he cuts the root of the plantain tree. Mule chetva agge chindeya. So after cutting the root, he cuts the top of the plantain tree. Me, the screen has gone off.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Is the voice, my voice audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. So, mule chetva agge chinde. That means after cutting the roots, he cuts the top of the tree, plantain tree. Agge chetva pattavattim vinibhujjeya. The trunk of the plantain tree is like a coil. You must have seen banana tree. Banana trees also trunk is coiled, like leaves are coiled in one place. That into a trunk. So he uncoils the trunk. So tassapattavatim vinibhujjanto phegumpi.
Dr. Madhusudanji, I think you're muted.
Can you listen to me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So tassapattavatim vibhunjanto phegumpi nadi gaccheya. Kutosaram. So even softwood is not found in the coil of the trunk of the plantain tree. Even softwood is not found. So where hardwood can be found. Hardwood cannot be found in the plantain tree. Ramenam chakkuma putiso passeya nijjayeya yoniso upaparikheya. So the wise man with good eyes inspects that plantain tree's trunk, ponders upon that plantain tree's trunk, and also carefully investigates that plantain tree's trunk, and he finds Ritta kanneva khayaya. He finds it empty. Tuccha kanneva khayaya. He finds it without any value. Asarakan khayaya. He finds it without any substance. Inisiya bhikkave kadalikkhandhe saro. What substance can be there in the trunk of a plantain tree, monks? There cannot be any substance. Evameva ko bhikkave ekechi sankhara atita anagata pachupannam. Just like that, monks, whatever volitional formations are there, whatever reactions we do, whatever reaction our mind gives to the feelings or perceptions, whether they were in the past or will be in the future or pachupannam in the present. Ajjhattam Bahiddha. The reactions, the volitional formations, they may be inside our body mind or they may be outside in anybody else's body mind. Any animal or any being, he reacts to feelings or perceptions. And these reactions, they are just like the trunk of a plantain tree. There is no substance. The reactions may be gross or subtle. Hinamava, Panitamava. We may perceive them as inferior or superior. Ya dure santikeva. They may be happening near us or may be happening far away from us. Passatam passato nijjayato oyuniso upaparikhato. A monk observes it, inspects it, ponders over it, carefully inspects it, and what he finds, Ritta kanneva khayati. Even the mental formations, the reactions of our mind, they are empty. Tuccha kanneva khayati. They are of no value. Asarakan khayati. They are without any substance. Inisiya bhikkave sankharesu saro. O monks, what substance can be there in the volitional formations or mental reactions? Seyathapi bhikkave maya karova maya karante vasiva. Maya is magic. Maya karo is magician. And Mayakar Antevasi is a disciple of a magician, a trainee magician. Suppose monks, there is a magician or a trainee magician. Va Chatum Mahapathe. Chatum Mahapathe means where four roads are meeting. So, where four roads are meeting at the crossroads, Mayam Vidam Seya, he is making exhibition of his magic. A magician or a trainee magician, they are making exhibition of magic at the crossroads. Tamenam chakkuma puriso passeya. Then a wise man with good eyes, he inspects that magic. Nijjayeya. He ponders upon that magic. And he also yoniso upaparikheya, carefully investigates that magic. Tassanam passato nijjayato yoniso upaparikhato. And after having inspected, after having pondered upon, and after having carefully investigated that magic, Ritta kanneva khayaya, the magic is found to be empty. Tuccha kanneva khayaya, the magic is found of no value. Asarakan khayaya, the magic is found without any substance. Inisiya bhikkave maya yasaro. What substance can be there in magic, O monks? There can be no substance in the magic. evamev ko bhikkhave yam kinchi vinnyanam atita anagata pachupannam. Just like that, my dear monks, just like that, whatever consciousness arises, had it arisen in the past, or it will arise in the future, or any consciousness which has arisen in the present, atita anagata pachupannam, ajjhattamava bahiddhamava, whether the consciousness has arisen in this body or outside our body. This is very important. Generally during meditation, what we see is only inside our body, and we feel that inside our body everything is anicca, dukkha and anatta, but we fail to realize that there is anicca, dukkha, anatta in another person also, and then we start reacting towards other person's anger, other person's actions. So Buddha has specifically everywhere said ajjhattamava bahiddhamava, like you are anicca, dukkha and anatta, other person is also impersonal. There is no person, although for the worldly language we call it him a person or her a person. There is no person. That is also void mind flow. So everywhere he is specifically mentioning ajjhattamava bahiddhamava, inside this body or outside also. Ola rikamava sukhamamva, and the consciousness may be gross or subtle. Hinamava parinam panitamava, it may be inferior or superior. It is our perception whether it is inferior or superior according to our perception. Okay. Ya dure, yam dure santi keva, it may be far from us or nearer to us. Tam bhikkhu passati, and a good meditator, a monk, inspects it. Nijjayati, ponders upon it. Yoniso upaparikhati, and carefully investigates it. Tassatam passato, nijjayato, yoniso upaparikhato, and when the monk inspects it, ponders upon it, and carefully investigates it, Ritta kanneva khayat, that consciousness is also found to be empty. Tuccha kanneva khayati, that consciousness is also found to be of no value. Asarakan khayati, that consciousness is also found to be of no substance. Kini siya bhikkhave vinyane saro, what substance can be there in the consciousness? So this is the beauty of Buddha's teaching. See, most of the Indian philosophies, they agree everywhere with Buddha, but they have not reached in breaking the consciousness. Many philosophies think that consciousness is the self, consciousness is the soul. But Buddha went ahead in his spiritual journey and he found that even consciousness is not permanent. Consciousness arises and passes away, because consciousness arises only when the sense bases, any one of the six sense bases, come into contact with their objects. When the eye comes in contact with the form, then only eye consciousness arises. When the ear comes in contact with sound, then only ear consciousness arises. When the nose comes in contact with the smell, then only nose consciousness arises. When the tongue comes in contact with the taste, then only the tongue consciousness arises. When body comes in contact with tangible object, then only body consciousness arises. When mind comes in contact with thoughts, then only mind consciousness arises. Otherwise, if these six sense bases are not there, there is no consciousness arising. So this is the main investigation of the Buddha, that he found that consciousness also arises and passes away. It is also not me, not mine, not myself. So what we call self? We call self to this body-mind process. So body is form. So we have seen that form is like a lump of foam. We have seen that feeling is like water bubble. We have seen perception. Perception is like marriage. Then we have seen the sankharas. They are like plantain tree. And now the consciousness is also like a magic. So where is the me? Where is the mind? Where is my self or soul? Tassatam passato nichhayato yoniso upaparikhato ritta kanneva khayaya tuccha kanneva khayaya asarakan khayati kinisiya bhikkhave vinyane sorrow. The consciousness is also like empty. It is of no value. It is without any substance. Evam passam bhikkhave sutava arya savako rupasmimpi nibbindati. So having seen like this, monks, sutava. Sutava means somebody who has heard Dhamma properly. Arya savako. Arya savako means who has at least become a sotapanna. Arya means who has at least once experienced the cessation of perception of feeling and the nibbanic peace. Savako means having heard of it, who has become Arya by listening to the Dhamma. So the Buddhas are of three types. There is Sammasambuddha, who finds out Dhamma on his own. There is a Paccek Buddha, who also finds out Dhamma on his own, but he cannot teach it. And Savaka Buddha means who hears or listens to Dhamma. Like us, we are listening to Dhamma. That means we are reading from Buddha's books or we are listening to Dhamma from our teachers in Buddha's words. So we are all Savakas. And when we become Arhat, we will be called Savaka Buddhas. So Savako, Arya Savako, who listen to the Dhamma. Rupasmimpi nipindati. So the sensitivity towards the forms, it gets reduced. We lose interest in the forms and we no more react to the forms. That is called nibbindati. Vedanayapi nibbindati. Similarly, towards feelings also, our reactivity is reduced. Our interest in the feelings get reduced. Sanyayapi nibbindati. We no more react to the, no more perceive. Means it as good or bad. Any feeling we do not perceive as good or bad. Sankhare supi nibbindati. So whatever a reaction arises in mind, we will not consider it as me, mine, or myself. We will lose interest in considering it as personal. Vinyanasmimpi nibbindati. Similarly, consciousness also, we stop reacting, losing interest in the consciousness. Nibbindati. Nibbindam virajjati. And when we lose interest, we lose craving also. By losing interest, the craving is reduced. Viraga vimuchyati. And when the craving is not there, automatically liberation is there. Vimuttasmim vimutta miti jnanam hoti. And when we are liberated, there is knowledge that I have been liberated. Khina jati. Khina jati means now there is no more birth for me. Usitam brahmacharyam. Whatever holy life had to be lived, brahmacharya means the life of Brahma Viharas, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekha. That's why we are practicing the meditation of Brahma Viharas, and now it is complete. It is fully lived. Katam Karaniyam, whatever had to be done has been done. Na Param Ittayati Pachanati. No more birth is there, no more life is there for me. That's how the monk realizes. Idam ocha bhagava. Thus the Lord said, Idam vatman sugato aha param etadavocha sattha. And the Lord, after having said this, also said the following verses. What he says now? Phenapindupamam rupam. Form is like a lump of foam. Vedana Upama. Feelings are like a water bubble. Marichi Kupama Sanya. Perception is like a marriage. Sankhar Kadalupama. The volitional formations, they are like a plantain trunk, a banana trunk. Mayupamancha Vinyanam. And the consciousness is like an illusion, like magic. Desita Adicha Bandhuna. That's what the kinsman of the sun has said. The Buddha's family, it was known as descendants of directly from sun. That is the concept. So he is called Aditya Bandhu, the brother of sun. And also because he was like a son for us, Dhamma son, SUN son, Dhamma son. So that maybe because of that also he is called Aditya Bandhu. Yatha yatha nichayati. However, one may ponder it. Yoniso upaparikhati, and carefully investigate it. Rittakam tuchakam hoti. It appears empty and of no value. Yonam passati yoniso. Whenever it is viewed carefully. Imanchakayam arabha. What can be said about this body? Bhu Bhuri Pannena Desitam. Bhuri Pannena, great wisdom. Somebody who is having great wisdom, he has told us. Pahanam Tinnam Dhammanam. There are three things in the body. When these three things leave the body, Rupam Pasatha Chaditam. When these three things leave this Rupam, this form, they get discarded from this body. Ayu Usma Chavinyanam. Ayu is vitality, the vital force, the life. Usma is heat, and Vinyanam is consciousness. The life, the heat, and the consciousness. When these three things leave our body, apavidho tadaseti. So it lies there, cast away, having gone these three things from the body. It is something left out. Parabhattam achetanam. Parabhattam means it is a food for others, and achetana means without any consciousness, without volition. Etadisayam santano. So this is the continuity. This is the continuum. Mayayam balalapini. It is just an illusion or magic which is loved by fools. Bal has two meanings in Pali and Sanskrit. Bal also means a child, and Bal also means foolish people. So foolish people are childish, also called childish. So balalapini means it's just a game for children or foolish people. It's just an illusion. Madhako es akhato. It is thought to be a murderer. Saro ethana vijjati. Here, no substance can be found in the whole body, or not only in the body. Even in the mind, there are four parts of mind we have seen: the perception, the consciousness, the sensations, feelings, and the reactions. So we cannot find any substance in any of these five aggregates. Evam khandhe avekeya. So one should look upon the aggregates thus. Bhikkhu aradhaviriyo. Aradhaviriyo, a bhikkhu who is riding on the efforts. A bhikkhu who is riding on the efforts, he should see the khandhas, means the aggregates like that. Divavaya divaratim, whether it is day or night. You should be always look at these five aggregates as sampajanopati sato, ever mindful and comprehending. Chaheya sabba sanyogam, living aside all fetters. There are 10 fetters described Out of that, first three are Silabbata Paramasa, attachment to the rites and ritual, Sakkaya Ditti, the feeling that there is some substance in the body, and there is one more, Vichikitsa, doubt about Dhamma. So starting with these three, there are 7 more. The fourth and fifth are the craving and aversion, and there are 5 more. So all these fetters should be discarded. Pareya sarana attano. Attano means self, oneself. We should make our refuge ourselves, means we should inspect in our own body that everything is anicca, dukkha, and ananta, impermanent, and if we get attached to it, it becomes miserable, and it is without any soul, without any self. Chareya aditya sova. So there is a fire, Ditta or Aditya. So it's Pali, and Chareya Aditya can be divided in 2 ways. We can say there is fire on the ablaze on the head, or we can say there is sun on the head. So there are 2 different meanings of this. Uh, if we consider it as there is fire on the head, then we will run to calm that fire down. Okay. Or if there is sun on the head, then we'll be always with the light of knowledge of anicca. Or if there is fire, means there is a fear of getting rebirth. So in both ways, what a monk will do, that he will continuously observe anicca, dukkha, and anatta, and also the 12 links of dependent origination, so that he can come out of the cycle of birth and death. So thus, when we do our meditation, when we practice our Brahma Viharas, when we are coming to the relaxed state, we are letting go the craving. So we are letting go the sense of self towards all these 5 aggregates. Because when we relax the tension in the head, obviously there is Rupa, because the head is the part of the Rupa. And we are also relaxing the mental reaction towards his. Mental reactions towards all these things, feelings, perceptions. Mental reaction is a reaction itself, that also we are letting go. And we are also letting go the our attachment or a feeling of self towards consciousness. So this relaxed step is very important. Through this relaxed step only, we go from first jhana to the 8th jhana, and from the 8th jhana to the cessation of perception of feeling, and then the nibbanic peace. So we can use this knowledge of this sutta, how beautifully Buddha has described the impermanent nature and the non-self nature of all the 5 aggregates in our body. So this sutta is over here. He says, Pathayam Achyutam Padanti. So the bhikkhu experiences the last stage of an arahant, imperishable state. So I hope my voice was audible. Are there any questions?
Yes, Dr. Madhusudan,
Yes.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for presenting the sutta in Pali, and the translation into English is really, really wonderful. Well, that's the word I can find to get more the sense, the meaning of the Pali. So, because of that, in the last part of the sutta, just before the last fragment where it is described the complete liberation and the Brahma Viharas, right? Just before there is, I noticed when you were explaining this Pali word, Nibindati.
Yeah.
In the translation in English, it is selected as revulsion, which for me, it has a very reactive, a kind of
Yeah,
reactive.
that has a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I noticed that when you were explaining Nibindati, you were more expressing losing interest,
Yeah.
craving is reduced. Could you expand a little bit more this? Because all the five khandhas, right? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, and Vijnana, they all come with this nibindati. Could
Yeah.
you explain a bit more or share a bit more about this, please?
Yeah. As far as my understanding, the word in Sanskrit is Veda. The root word is Veda. Veda means to know, to have knowledge of. And in Nibbindati, for Nibbinda, the word in Sanskrit is Nirveda. So, not to know. When you mean you unlearn. When we know something, that is the on the basis of memory of some past, in some past. And we are taught that this is chair, this is bus, this is car. And so we make an image of it in our mind. So when we learn about all these things, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, and Sankhara, we are taught that it is mine, it is my, or it is myself. Okay. So when we are unlearning that, now we are being taught, we are observing it as not me, not mine, and not myself. So we lose interest. Why we develop interest in anything? Because we think that it is related to me, it is related to mine, it is related to myself. So the word nirved is used for that he loses interest in it because it is not me, not mine, not myself. So in Sanskrit it is nirved, and in Pali it is nibbindati. So the Bhikkhu Bodhi has found this word because the languages have their limitations. So he has used the word revulsion, but I think it is losing interest in it, losing the reactivity towards those five aggregates. That is called nibbindati.
Oh, thank you very much. That's really, really clear and inspiring too. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, please? Hello, Sarah, please.
Hello, thank you very much for the talk.
Yeah.
I have a question from the sutta. It's where the sutta talks about at death, there is the loss of vitality, of heat, and of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is the heat talking or referring to the tension that we experience in life that gives rise to the reactivity, for example, like anger, or is it something different?
No, I think it is physical heat, because if I am correct, correct me if I am wrong. If I am correct, in the cessation experience, the consciousness is missing, but the vitality and heat is there. The heat is of the body. Physical heat is there. He's talking about physical heat.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a difference between physical heat and vitality.
Yeah, physical heat is there, can be there without vitality also, because after death, the body does not become immediately cool. There is heat for some time. The heat is because of there is something was flowing in the body. The blood was flowing, and many chemical reactions were taking place in the body. So that's why heat was there. and vitality was because the mind was attached to the body. The mind has gone, and with that vitality is also gone, but heat remains for some time. So vitality is different and the heat is different.
Thank you. That makes sense.
Is there any other question?
Dr. J. Murli here.
Yeah, Murli, please.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful talk about the Pindupama Sutta. It's very good. Sadhu, 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 sir.
Thank you.
Question like do this metta meditation, that is the Brahma Viharas. If you do it,
Yeah.
is the concentration in the practical aspect? I'm just asking, is that the concentration also will be in a very high so that we would able to see this whatever the aggregates we have within our own body? So can we able to see that and just know it? Just knowing is happens there. That's my question.
No, not just by concentration, you will not achieve it. You have to use the 6 Rs. The relaxed step is very important. If you don't use the relaxed step, you will not have the knowledge of arising and passing. You will not have the knowledge of no self. Okay. You will not be able to let go all the sankharas without relaxed. Relaxed step is very important. Mere concentration will not lead to it. Mere concentration will lead to absorption jhanas, but it will not lead to the knowledge of no self.
You mean to say, whatever the concentration in the metta meditation, it is beyond that, beyond the concentration, or how I can understand?
No, concentration part is there. See, instead of
Okay.
using the word concentration, we are using the word collectedness. Okay. The collectedness is there, the samadhi is there, but with relaxed step, we go from one samadhi to higher samadhis and then ultimately to the cessation. The concentration is already part of it, but not just concentration. It's just concentration with knowledge. They are together. They are yoked together. Shamath and Vipassana, they are yoked together in twin meditation. They are not separate in twin meditation. They are yoked together.
Thank you, Dr. Ji. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Any other question, please? Okay, if there is no question, can you say the ending prayer? You can share and all of us can. Can you share that?
I have to find the document.
Okay, you can just say that. We can just say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you lead?
May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye bye. Thank you.